how to take the backup of the Zotero and how to restore the Zotero backup file back into the Zotero into the new installation of Zotero in case the PC is required to be formatted or if the PC is getting crashed. In this video, we'll be learning how to export the library and then how to import it. Hello friends, I hope that you guys must have gone through the tutorial on Zotero which I have taken for Symbiosis fellow researchers. In that particular tutorial on Zotero, I taught for more than 2.5 hours that what are the different fields of Zotero, what is a library, how to use it, how the database is getting generated. Everything has been mentioned A to Z into that particular tutorial. If you've not been through that particular tutorial, guys, the link already had been given into the description. Go into the description, get that link, and first of all, go through that tutorial. After 2.5 hours of lecture, the video itself of that lecture has been boiled down to 2 hours approximately. First of all, I wish that you guys must go through that video because after browsing that video, you would not require to go through any another video. That is full to A to Z. Everything about the Zotero has been mentioned into that video. But after that particular session taken for my fellow researchers into the Symbiosis, I came upon some of the questions from the fellow researchers that, sir, how to take up a backup? Because many times what happens that you have to format a PC is getting very slow down, or maybe all of a sudden the PC is getting crashed. And you guys have forgotten to take up a backup. And there are so many, like hundreds and thousands of research papers taken into the Zotero directory itself. Now, PC is crashed, or maybe you formatted a PC. Then, what are the solutions? How to take up backup? So today I'll teach you that how to take up a backup. What are different ways through which you can take up a backup? I'll be taking two main points into it. The first is when the PC is working and you have exported the data from here, like say for example, here is export library, right? And then after exporting the library, you can import it into the fresh installed Zotero software. Second way is what? That sometimes you don't have a chance to do all this exercise and all of a sudden your PC is crashed and you have all the data of Zotero into your C drive lying. Now, if the operating system Windows is not operating over there, how can you take up a backup, guys? That also I'll teach you today into this session. Now I'll show you guys how to take up a backup. So first of all, whenever all the files and all the references are there into the Zotero, for example, right now for the example purpose, I have taken only 3 papers here. One is a thesis, one is a research paper over here, and the third is one research paper here, right? OVOP program. Now, for example, you want to take up a backup of database as well as these are the metadatas. This metadata backup as well as you want to take up a data of these files which are there into the reference section in the mid section. You can do that, guys, directly from here, export library. Here, you have to select export library. And so complete library will be getting exported. Click on export library. Then here it is coming Zotero PDF. Here, rather than PDF, you have to select what I am used to use it is, just a moment, BibTeX. Here, you have to select export notes, export files also, and use the journal abbreviations. That also you can click on and click on OK. Then it is going to be stored into any of the, like in my case, I'm going to store it into C drive user on the desktop file. Here is one desktop folder. I have made it. Here in this desktop folder, I'll be saving it. So here, my library, I'm going to click on save. So you can see here, guys, here it is getting saved. Just a moment. Here it is saved, my library, right? In my library, there will be one file over here. This is a BibTeX file. This is a kind of a data file, metadata file. And these are those files which are as a part of PDF and all these things into your Zotero. Now I show you how you are going to take a backup if PC is not working or crashed. Now this method I have not seen, mind well, into any video. But since I was working on XAMPP and VAMP since 2006-7, let me show you XAMPP and VAMP. What is it exactly? XAMPP, here you can see XAMPP. In XAMPP, htdocs is there. Many times what happens is that my PC all of a sudden get crashed. Here is a XAMPP. It's a local server, XAMPP is all nothing, but here is a XAMPP. I'm working into different database also. So you can see here XAMPP is working very fine. And I'm working in localhost. For example, right now I'm creating one database here. Localhost, this database is getting created. All of a sudden my PC get crashed. Now, I didn't have any chance to take up a backup of this database. In XAMPP, there is a provision that you can take up a backup. How? Here, you can take up a backup like this. Like, for example, this is my database file. So what I'll be doing? I'll be doing the export over here. And then I'll be doing a complete export of the database. Or maybe the quick export will give me the kind of notepad file here. You can see here. And suppose I do custom export. Then in case of custom export, it can give me a SQL file also. In what way? In a zip format. But suppose you didn't had a chance to do the export the way I shown you into the XAMPP. In that case, here you can see into the XAMPP folder, there will be a MySQL. Here is MySQL files. Here into the bin and other places, you can take up a backup, this bin file, or for safe side, you can take up a complete backup of MySQL and then you can restore it also after the fresh installation of new XAMPP. Now, this I was used to do for last 15 years. I thought that something similar to this also would be available in the case of Zotero. So I not, as I said, browsed any video like this. But based on this, I did some research based on my old experiences into the XAMPP and other database management system. And I figured out this particular method. Maybe this may be very unique video for anybody and everybody who is working into the Zotero. And maybe that I'm not sure enough. I may be wrong even. But this kind of video might not be available into the YouTube also up till now. That if the PC is getting crashed, then how to take a backup? How to take a backup of the Zotero? So before I teach you friends the backup of the Zotero, it is important for you to understand that where the Zotero files and where the Zotero software gets installed. So here first of all I'll show you where the Zotero is getting installed. Zotero software friends is getting installed into the C drive. C drive program files, and here you can see the Zotero. So whenever you install a software, this is a standalone. It is going to get installed over here itself. Mind well, there is no relevance of the software with the backup files and data. Data and backup files are going to be stored at some other location, and that is into this directory. Here it is this PC, then C drive, then users, factory PC SSD. This is my username. This PC's name is a factory PC SSD, right? Whereby there is another folder named Zotero. Here the data, that's a PDF files and everything is going to get stored here, and the metadata is going to be stored here, right? You can see here. If I just close the program, this file will vanish. You can see here. So this is what metadata file. This is the PDF file stored into the Zotero, right? So let me show you again with the C program. Here you can see C drive, then program files, Zotero. This is the Zotero software installation directory, mind well. This is not a data directory. Now next is what? Where the data is getting stored. Data is getting stored into the user. Here, this PC, first of all, I'll click on this C drive. In C drive, there is a users. In users, these are the different users in which it is getting stored into the main administrator user. And admin user into my PC is what? Factory PC SSD. Here you can see. But suppose your PC name is Manish, Ramesh, Sangeeta, or maybe anything else, then it is just, then it will be your name, your PC's name will be here, your username will be Sangeeta here, Manish will be there, Vivek will be there, right? Like that, the name of the PC will be there, and in which the Zotero will be installed here. Here, there is a Zotero. And in Zotero, it is getting stored. These two files, I mean this one folder storage and Zotero, this is SQL metadata file. This and this, these two things are very important. You always should be having a backup of these two things so that whenever the restoration of the software is required to be done, you can do a restoration with the use of these two things. One is folder, whereby all the PDF files are going to get stored. Here are the PDF files in this, right? You can see here. This is the metadata since there was no PDF downloaded, but here there will be something PDF. See here. This is a PDF file of that particular reference, research paper. Here is research paper, you can see, right? So Storage is what? Storage is all nothing but the storage of PDF files, and this is a metadata. But safe side, I recommend you to take a complete backup of this particular folder itself so that it will cover the data also. This is MySQL file, and it will cover the PDF files also, references also into it, right? Linux pen drive, Linux self-bootable pen drive. Then through the bootable pen drive, you can boot your PC and go to this particular directory, mind well. After getting into this directory, again, let me show you that how to get into that directory. You have to go into the My PC, C drive, user, and these steps you have to do after rebooting the PC through the Linux pen drive, Linux self-bootable pen drive. Even if your PC is getting crashed completely, C operating system, Windows operating system is not operating, guys, even though you can boot your PC through the Linux pen drive. You go over here, factory PC, you can go here. In your case, it may be, as I said, instead of factory PC, Manish, Sangeeta, Ramesh, could be anything, right? Click on here and go to Zotero. Now, complete Zotero backup, you take it here. Control C and paste it into another external pen drive. Simple. Clear? Now, sometimes friends, in your PC, you're confused a little bit that where this Zotero folder, which is a backup folder, is being stored. For example, this is. In my case, in my PC, it is C drive, user, factory PC, SSD. In your case, as I said, that this folder name may be the name of your PC. But you are confused that where this folder is. In that case, a simple method is also there. You go over here into the Zotero and right click on any file. And here, show file. If you click on here, no, directly it will lead you towards the storage folder itself. You can see here, you are into the storage folder now. Here is the storage folder. Go one level up, one level up, one level up, and this is the Zotero. Copy it and paste it wherever you want. This is a complete backup of the Zotero. Here you can see this is a database file. This is storage folder. Everything is into this folder. You back up this folder, you copy this folder and paste it as per your requirement wherever you want to store, and then format the PC, do anything, and then put the folder at the same location after the format of PC, and your Zotero, all the backup will be at the same place. Now, restoration of backup, if you want to do, then restoration of backup has to be done in what ways? Here is the software, Zotero software. We have exported this data. Now, if you want to import this data, then click on here and click on import. Let me show you. First of all, I would require to rename this directory, right? For which, let me close this software. Otherwise, suppose the software is open, then what happens? Let me show you. Because it has caught that directory, so it will not allow to rename the directory. Here is a Zotero directory. It is linked with the software itself directly. You can see here, right? So if I try to rename it, for example, dash dot dot dot, it will not allow. See. So first of all, I would require to close the program. Then if I do it, it will allow. Now, as I said in this video itself, that this particular directory is a backup. Where it is? It is given into the C drive, users, factory PC. Suppose your PC name is Manish, Ramesh, Sangeeta, or maybe anything else. Then it will be your name. Your PC's name will be here. Your username will be Sangeeta here. Manish will be there. Vivek will be there, right? Like that, the name of the PC will be there, and in which the Zotero will be installed here. Now, for example, if I restart the program, this Zotero directory automatically will get generated. Automatically, mind well. Here you can see. Let me start the program, Zotero. You can see here. Keep a watch here. Keep a watch here, Zotero. New directory automatically has got generated, guys, in which all the folders and other things. Still, the third folder will be coming after some time. You can see here. If I click here, browse, and third folder automatically also comes here. What is the third folder? Locate, translator. See here, third folder, automatically it came here, right? After some time it comes. I don't know why, but it comes like that. Now, this is a SQL file. I mean, this is a database file, metadata file. It is not having a storage file because right now the Zotero is completely blank. You can see here, right? It is completely blank. Now, I can do this particular thing of import of old files by two ways. First is what? As I said, that if fresh Zotero is there, you're taken up a backup of the Zotero when your PC is not crashed. Just like this, export library and this particular thing what I explained you, right? This backup is lying with you. Then after installation of a fresh Zotero, you can do the importation also from here. Import bibtex file, click on next, then my library, right? And click on this. Now you can see here, guys, this directory, let me show you first. Here, this is a basic database file, right? That is metadata file. It is not having anything. So it is a 1052 KB only, you can see here. And there is no directory like storage here. In old backups, I can show you there is a storage directory available. Here you can see the storage. Just a moment. Not here, but here there is a storage directory. You can see storage, right? Now, let me show you again that I'll be going to the Zotero. Import, export I have taught you. Now I have to click on import, then my library, and click on this file. If I click on this file, then this menu is coming there. Here, if you click here now, guys, it will create another my library into my library. I mean, this is a master my library. Under the master my library, there'll be another my library in which this old backup will be there, and in new backup, suppose right now in the Zotero, you have, for example, 3 papers already downloaded, or maybe 50 papers are there. Now you want to import the old backup also. Can you do that? Yeah, you can do that. But there are 2 ways. You can merge it and you can just import my library in a second way also here. The first library is here and second my library will be here. For that, you have to select here import bibtex my library. Here you have to tick mark this. So if you tick mark this, then another my library will be created over here, and this will be the old papers only, old backup reflected over there. How it is going to be shown, I'll teach you. I'll show you that also, right? But I'm not going to take it right now because I want to have it just only a fresh installation into the fresh Zotero with an old backup only. Means I want to import the old backup into the newly installed Zotero program. So don't tick mark it, click on next, and now you will be able to see that all the data, that's a metadata, along with that the files and everything is going to get generated here. You can see everything is here. Okay, 3 papers were there into that old backup. Yeah, 3 papers are here. I mean, this is a conference paper, this is a thesis, and this is an article. In old Zotero also it was having the 3 things, right? Everything is back. Everything is with you. Now guys, this is a method through which you can just generate the restore or import if your PC is in a healthy condition. Sometimes what happens? Second option, what I said you, that your PC all of a sudden get crashed and you didn't get a chance to take this kind of backup. Here, you didn't get because PC is not working, C drive is not working, operating system is not working. Then how can you just export the library? Practically, it is not possible for you. But still the PC is having these files stored into your C drive at this location. At which location? I can show you again here in this location. That C users factory PC SSD, that is your username, like you may be Manish, Sangeeta, Manisha, or maybe the Matthew Johnson, could be anything like that, right? Your name will be there, your PC's administrator name will be there, and then Zotero will be there. As I said, that you have to take up a complete backup of this particular folder. Don't pay attention to this. These are my old backups, right? Pay attention to only this. In your installation, you will be having just only one Zotero, not like this, and this. Nothing like that will be there into your PC. You have to take up a backup always of this. Suppose your PC is getting crashed completely. You cannot operate the PC now anymore. Then, as I say, that you won't be having a chance to do the export first of all, and then after formatting to do the import, because this export file, this what we stored into my library, just a moment, where we stored over here in my library in desktop. This particular backup, you don't have it, man. If you don't have this backup, then how can you import into the Zotero here, right? Like for example, I want to import bibtex, what I taught you here, this my file. You won't be able to do these steps in that case, guys. You have, suppose, Linux pen drive, Linux self-bootable pen drive. Then through the bootable pen drive, you can boot your PC and go to this particular directory, mind well. And these steps you have to do after rebooting the PC through the Linux pen drive, Linux self-bootable pen drive. Even if your PC is getting crashed completely, C operating system, Windows operating system is not operating, guys, even though you can boot your PC through the Linux pen drive. You go over here, factory PC, you can go here. In your case, it may be, as I said, instead of factory PC, Manish, Sangeeta, Ramesh, could be anything, right? Click on here and go to Zotero, right? Now, complete Zotero backup, you take it here. Control C and paste it into another external pen drive. Simple. Clear? Now here, and especially as I said that into this Zotero folder also two things are very important. The first is storage and second is the database file. Database file also you can see here. In this it is 1392 KB, while in the fresh installation it was how much? Just only 1052 somewhat KB was there, right? It means that it is the file with some data, correct? Now, I'll show you how to do that. First of all, let me stop the software and let me rename this particular folder plus plus plus. चलो इसको नाम दे देता हूँ. And then suppose I start a Zotero software. Zotero software I'll start. Then here you can see it is completely a blank. Right here in C drive now automatic one Zotero will be installed. Now this folder comes automatically as I said in the past also. Let me show you again how it works. Let me delete it. Sorry, it will not get deleted. First of all, I would require to close the software. So if I close the software, this Zotero suppose I am deleting, right? Zotero I have deleted. Now again if I start Zotero software, now pay attention over here. Pay attention over here again I am saying that here a new Zotero folder will get generated automatically. Right, so let me click on here. Pay attention here guys. See, Zotero folder is there. Right, Zotero folder. Third folder will pop up now immediately. Here you can see database 772 automatically it is increasing 848. Installation process is going on still. This software automatically makes this backup folder. See, next folder is there automatically, right? And fresh database is how much? 1052, what I said. Now, from the old database name what I have given, here let me close this Zotero program. Okay, let it be there. Zotero plus plus. Now, out of this is the old. I give a name Zotero plus plus. Now, I'll take just only two things. One is this storage and second is this. Okay, I'll copy it. Now see here. Can you see any files here? Nothing. Metadata over here? Nothing. Okay. Now I copy these two things and I'll paste it into my fresh installation. What is a fresh installation? This is, fresh folder, fresh directory. This is a fresh directory and I have to replace this file. But for that, before replacement, I would require to close this software. Otherwise, this particular database file will not be overwritten. If it is not overwritten, then software will not work in that way. Now, paste here, replace the file. Yeah, this file is required to be replaced. See, original file is how much? 1052. Now it will be higher. 1392. My papers are into the storage, right? And here is a database file. Suppose now I open the Zotero software. You will be able to see. See, papers and everything is there, man. So this is second method. If your PC is getting completely crashed, you didn't have a chance to back up anything, then you can do it by the bootable pen drive of Linux also. First of all, take up a backup and restore your all complete backup into the Zotero fresh installation, right? Now, I said you at the time of importation, for example, here I taught you that when you import it, when you click on My Library and then there was coming, let me show you. Here, if you tick mark over here, then what is going to get happen? Let me show you that. I have taken one backup concern with that too. But for that, first of all, I would require to stop this software and I would require to rename it. Right. So let me rename this file as plus this. Let me rename this file and now what I'll be doing? Just a moment. I have renamed this file and now I will run this particular subfolder. So let me run this. This is the backup generated by that particular way what I told you. So I click on Zotero now. See here, my library is there and another my library is getting generated in which 3 papers are there. How it happened? Why it happened? Because I clicked on here and I imported bibtex and then I click on my library, and then I click on this. If you click this particular thing, then this would happen that my library will be having another my library. This my library which is mentioned over here is an old library, old backup that I had. This is old backup. Why it happened? Let me explain you that even. That after installation of a fresh Zotero, I imported 2 or 3 research papers into it. Which were those research papers? Those were like, for example, an integrated role and using this three, right? These were the old one. An integrated which are those? An integrated role and using. These were the old one. Using, then integrated and role. These were the 3 old files. But these 2 files, this one and this one, were the new imported files by me into Zotero after the fresh installation of the Zotero. Mind well. Now, fresh install Zotero is having into the new my library, and old libraries are also there. You can see here old papers are also there. These are the old papers. This paper, and this paper are the old papers. Why it happened? Because I did it like this. Import this, and I tick mark here. If I untick here, then what happened? So guys, mind well. Even though in the fresh installation of the Zotero, you have done some work, like you had 50 papers over here, and now you want to import your old backup. That is also practically possible, but that you have to, in that case, you have to do it in this way. That my library you have to generate by this method, import fresh my library, and then you have to click on tick mark over here, right? Keep it checked, and then go to next. Automatically the new my library will be here, and the old my library, this right now what you're importing, will be coming over here. Okay guys, now I hope that it is clear. I taught you the both the methods. The one is what? That suppose your PC is into the healthy condition, that how to take up a backup from here. Here you have to take up a backup. First of all, export the library and then import it back into the Zotero. Second is, suppose your PC is completely getting crashed. Then what you have to do? In that case, you have to take up a backup of this folder, Zotero folder. Where is it? It is into the C drive, users, factory PC, and then Zotero folder is there. Out of this Zotero folder also, 2 things are very important to you. One is storage and second is Zotero SQLite. These 2 things are very important for you. Rather than the other files, suppose you have these 2 files only, still you can take up a backup. This also has been taught by me to you guys, right? So I hope there is no question. Both the methods are now clear. If your PC is healthy, you can export it and you can restore the Zotero. If PC is not healthy, PC all of a sudden has crashed, then also you can just take up a backup and you can restore the Zotero. So I not, as I said, browsed any video like this, but based on this, I did some research based on my old experiences into the XAMPP and other database management system, and I figured out this particular method. Maybe this may be very unique video for who is working into the Zotero, and maybe that I'm not sure enough. I may be wrong even, but this kind of video might not be available into the YouTube also up till now. That if the PC is getting crashed, then how to take a backup? How to take a backup of the Zotero? That also I have taught you based on my old experiences. Now friends, the last and the masterstroke solution that I want to give you is change the data directory. Instead of putting the data directory into the C drive, change it completely into the D drive, so that even the PC is getting disturbed, crashed, or maybe that you want to format the PC, then also there is no need as such to take up a backup of the C drive data directory of the Zotero. How to do that? Let me show you. Go to the setting. Here you are having an advanced. Here is a data directory path. You can see here, right? This is a default path. Now I click on here, show the data directory. Here is a data directory, right? What I'll be doing? I'll be cutting this data directory, or maybe copying this data directory. Let me cut it so that automatically new Zotero will get generated over here. I'll cut it and then I'll paste it into my D drive. So let me go to the D drive where I'll put the data directory. So it is here. The complete data directory has been pasted. Now what I have to do? After doing that, use the custom location. Means this new data directory path has to be given into this new custom location, so that now the data directory will be, it is not getting copied only because this Zotero is open. So first of all, I would need to close it. So try again and try again, try again. Let me click it over here. All, try again. I think it was open, because of that it is coming. So let me again do that. Data directory is into C drive. So let me go to the C drive here. In user, in my factory PC, in Zotero. Now this was the data directory. This is the data directory. Okay, it is already copied, so nothing to worry. So let me bring it down. Now here, let me check out whether all the files are there or not. So Zotero is here. This is a data file and this is the storage file, right? Now here you can see that there are only two folders, that is two papers only into this newly custom created data directory. Now what I have to do? I simply have to open up the Zotero, and then after opening up the Zotero, I have to change the path. Default data directory has to be directed towards the custom data directory. So I'll go into the edit, setting, and in advanced, instead of this default data directory, use the custom location. Now I'll just go through that directory in D drive, Zotero, select folder, simple. Zotero must be restarted for the change to take effect. Okay, but sure that to move the files from your existing Zotero data directory to a new location before reopening the Zotero. That we have already done it, so nothing to worry about it. Quit Zotero, I quit it, and again I'll restart it. So let me restart it. Zotero has been restarted. Now you can see here a new data directory path will be there. So let me go into the edit, setting. In advanced, it will be D drive Zotero, simple. Now even if you format the PC, you do anything, data directory always will be lying into the D drive itself here. Now C drive, this Zotero is of no use. You can see here, it is not going to serve any purpose. So here, nothing is going to work. Any new files that you're going to add into Zotero will be into the D drive only over here. For example, let me show you here. Now let me add one file for your satisfaction purpose to show you one new research paper I'm going to add into it. Now let me import one more research paper into the Zotero, and then I'll show you whether this research paper is getting added into the C drive data directory or the D drive newly formed data directory. So here, first of all, I will add a file. You can add a file from here also, or directly you can drag and drop that file from here. Women's entrepreneurship, for example, this is a new, and here I have pasted that file. Now if I want to fetch the metadata, I have to connect to the internet. So I'll connect to the internet here, and automatically all the metadata will be getting fetched. If it is not getting fetched, you can right click and then you can just click on retrieve metadata, so that all the metadata concerned with this paper, newly imported paper, will be imported into this right panel. You can see here the process is going on. Now by the time the process gets finished, let me show you whether it has got added into the C drive or the D drive. In C drive, this is a D drive, right? Where is the C drive? Here is a C drive. So let me check it out whether it is added into the C drive. No, it is not there. It is added into which drive? Now it will be added into the D drive here. This, the Zotero, right? So here let me click on storage and you'll be able to see the next third paper added into it. I think this is the same, women entrepreneurship, right? So now you can see that all the data has been stored into the D drive only. Any activities that you're going to do will be stored into D drive, simple. So that formatting of PC is lagging, PC is crashing, all these problems what you had been facing up till now will get eliminated, and your data will be always remaining safe into the D drive, simple. And here let me show you that metadata also has been fetched for this newly added research paper, women entrepreneurship, and the complete metadata concerned with that has been imported here, right? So this is the best method, guys, according to me, that you keep all the data into the D drive itself, so that formatting, crashing of PC, nothing is going to hamper your flow of research. I hope that you like this the best and the shortcut method. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel, and give your comment into the description section. Thank you.